picking up good vibrations. She's giving me the excitations. I'm picking up good vibrations. She's giving me
All right, well, we're back on the 5. Bob still thinks it's his block, but you know, we're all going to play here. So we have to talk about the economic ramifications of this debt ceiling and the default situation. What does it mean to this country? What does it mean to the economy and to the average American that is concerned that our government can't seem to get its act together? We go to the money man. Show me the money, Eric Walling.
Kimmy, I'm going to show you. Look, the Dow this week was down 4.2%, around 500 points. But more importantly, a number came out today. The gross domestic product, GDP, of the country was revised from last quarter, which means there was virtually no growth last quarter. Sounds wonky, but the important thing to understand, when growth is going like this and unemployment is going like this and prices for everything are going like this, guys, we're in another recession. We've gone into a recession. You cannot blame this default thing or debt ceiling on, you can't blame all that on this. It has nothing to do with that.
You're making news for the show. That's good. Did you just announce a new recession?
We're in a recession.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Unemployment in Mexico.
I didn't know that.
Unemployment in Mexico, 4.9%.
Right.
We have, that's half of what we have.
And George Lopez doesn't even want to go there.
I know.
In Mexico?
Yeah.
That's because they're all working for the drug dealers.
Well, and for African Americans, it's in the double digits,
16,
and Hispanics is just
11.
below that, but still double digits.
This is a real problem for the upcoming election. It's something that the Democrats have to pay attention to.
Yeah, it's true. And I would also point out that we're so focused on default, but downgrade, even if these bills passed and are signed into law, downgrade is still a serious threat. And that affects everyone, our credit card rates, our mortgages. And, you know, we've been warned about this for a very long time. For months, we've heard Moody's warn us, and they're still saying this might not be enough. So hopefully the Boehner bill, at least the provision where we come back and have to make more cuts, is part of the final product.
If I could just say one thing here, that Eric said that the market fell how many points?
500 this week.
500 points.
Total, yeah.
Directly as a result of this debt debate.
Nothing
and I want to say that you've taken hundreds of billions of dollars out of people's 401ks, their retirement funds, and their kids' schools, and you can thank the Tea Party for holding this thing up.
Absolutely not, Bob. It has
It's their
nothing
cost.
to
It's their
do
cost.
with this. Here's
It
the
has
proof.
nothing to do with it.
When the Boehner plan was supposedly going to be voted on yesterday, and then they tabled it. Remember that last night?
Yeah, because the Tea Party wouldn't go along.
This is very important. This morning we woke up. They were Treasury buying. They were buying our treasuries, which means interest rates were going down. They didn't care about the debt talk. There's nothing to do with this debt talk that's driving the economy into the ground. It's Obamonomics. Unfortunately,
Tea Party has replaced Bush as the blame for everything.
Right.
Now.
Yeah.
Have you noticed that?
Yeah.
And let me ask you this: if the Tea Party wasn't around holding this thing up, do you think the markets might have gone up?
Bob, can I just point something out?
I think yes.
Obama tasked Joe Biden with dealing with this situation back in the spring. They knew this was coming. They failed to act. There's a reason why this is down to the wire, and it's not the Tea Party's fault.
Boehner and the President of the United States worked out an agreement, and Boehner could not sell it to his people.
I'll tell you what's a problem for Obama and the administration. Even Geithner has said here, deciding who gets paid and who doesn't, a process members of Congress have called prioritization, fraught with politically perilous choices, right? Who are you going to pay? Bondholders, retirees, the military, who's going to get cut out? He doesn't want to have to make those choices.
Sure, he doesn't want to have to. I mean, but you have to pay bondholders first and members of Congress last. And Bowling, do you have anything to get from the federal government? No, you don't.
Why?
No, I'm saying it's not going to get that far because what he will do if you don't get it, he will declare under the 14th Amendment his right to raise.
No, the only authority the president does have. I consulted with Judge Andrew Napolitano, and he said the only thing the president can do is pay the bondholders. So after the markets close today, and he lists off these other wish lists for who he wants first, second, third, fourth, he does not have the authority to do that. Only the bondholders.
Yes, no, he certainly does have the authority to do it. And take him to court. Take him to court.
Bob, it's Congress, not him, to prioritize.
You think we've got problems? Now listen to this. I mean, we should take a page out of the book of Apple, right, Greg? I mean, they have their act together. This unbelievable story.
Well, it's a perfect example of the successes of private versus the failures of public. They've got more money, more operating cash than the government. The government has $73.8 billion. Apple has $76.2 billion in actual cash and marketable securities. And here's the reason why. Apple is the complete opposite of government for three reasons. One, it encourages independence through specification over dependence. Two, it encourages innovation and risk over safety nets. And three, it makes something that works.
Right, isn't that good? What about accountability? How can we allow our government to fail and make one epic, bad choice after the next?
If Apple were a country, I would move there.
Obama might be at their door asking for money. Forget China. He'll
the
be
way
like,
you just read that off, it sounds like you and Steve Jobs got together just before. I've never heard you talk so articulately off of talking points in my life.
Bob,
I know you didn't get a contract with Apple.
Mr. Beckel, the bad guys are the Obama and the administration, the liberals on the left, and the victims here, the American people.
The victims of the American people, and it's the people on the far right that have caused this trouble.
But it highlights
the Tea Party, right?
Left, right down the middle.
Of course.
American people.
I told you the original Tea Party people threw tea over. These Tea Party people are throwing the economy over.
Yeah, but you know what? The American people want accountability, and they expect better, and they deserve better than we've been giving them as a whole. I'm telling you, all sides. You can't blame it on like 20 people in the Tea Party.
Let me just make something clear. I agree with you. Obama is in serious political trouble. I accept that.
This is a happy moment.
The sad part it was brought to him by a bunch of people who lost their civics teacher's job and came to Washington as members of Congress. Get out of here with the money.
Follow the money. All right. Well, Big Brother is watching you, and we're going to tell you why you may want to think twice about what you and your kids are posting on Facebook. You're not going to believe this. It's coming up next on The Five. You stay with us.